Minecraft Twitter, what's up with that, huh? Wacky, goofy shit going on there. This is probably the millionth video talking about Minecraft stands on YouTube, but I wanted to kind of talk about something that just happened that's kind of got my ass greased up a little bit. I'll just break it all down for you, give you the full lore update, although I'm sure most of you know. On Twitter, one of the biggest, most toxic communities is the Minecraft stan community with people that are extremely obsessed with Minecraft content creators on the internet, and this community eats itself alive. This shit is actual cannibalism. If you see a Minecraft stan on Twitter, just assume that they've tasted human flesh before. They're like little piranhas or catfish, just constantly eating shit for no reason. They just go out of their way to make themselves as miserable as possible and find things to be upset about, and it's usually the things they love the most. They absolutely murder the content creators that they're obsessed with. If anything goes even slightly awry with the perfect image they have of their Minecraft YouTuber, they lose their fucking mind about it and go on absolute Twitter rampages and trend everything about it. So recently this happened with TommyInnit. TommyInnit, very popular Minecraft player. He's a 17-year-old kid. And these bloodthirsty warriors on Twitter recently blasted him multiple times over the course of a couple days, and then he finally made an announcement saying that it's just been too much for his mental health and he's having to go to therapy now and doesn't really want to engage online anymore, which is pretty extreme considering he's a 17-year-old kid. So they successfully bullied a child for nothing. With backlash like this, you would have expected it to be something extreme that caused it, like a video of Tommy slitting the throat of a puppy, or Tommy doing something crazy like saying he doesn't like BTS music. But it wasn't anything like that. He got all of this shit happening to him for a very lighthearted joke, which we'll get to in a minute. But I want to explain, he's not just going to like up and quit the internet as far as I know. It's just mainly targeted towards Twitter. He no longer wants to be there, which is completely understandable. Twitter is the most miserable place on the planet. It'd be more fun to live in an active war zone than it would be to spend an hour on Twitter. Truly vile garbage with absolute trash people on that platform. And I want to explain one more time just how ridiculous the Minecraft stands can be. There's entire pages dedicated to just keeping track of what Minecraft YouTubers are listening to on Spotify at all hours of the day. So when it gets to a song they like, they can make 50 tweets about how excited they are that their favorite Minecraft YouTuber is listening to it. It's extremely unhealthy. And then they'll turn around and go from this, the worship, to absolute hatred and vilifying them and calling their favorite Minecrafter a demon and a Satanist, a racist, a homophobe, all kinds of truly deplorable titles that they'll just immediately snap onto them. Just absolutely wild stuff. Is extremely sad to see. One of the saddest things though in particular, and this doesn't really have anything to do with the current situation, for a while there was a trend among TommyInnit stans and Tubbo stans to sexualize both of them and make them have like romantic fanfic together, despite both of them being underage. So it's really bad stuff that has come from these stands. Of course, not all of them are like this, nor are they all horrible people or anything like that. I'm not trying to make just a pure generalization, but it has led to so many horrible things for the content creators and really Twitter as a whole. Pretty much anytime anything happens with a Minecrafter, it trends number one, blocking out actual important things in the world. So it really is truly just an overall detriment to have this level of celebrity worship be commonplace and normalized on Twitter. I really think parents need to do a better job of raising their children and monitor their online activities, because what's happening is these YouTubers are unintentionally raising a whole generation of kids. And if it's not the YouTubers doing it, it's the children in the fandom raising other children on Twitter to join the fandom like a fucking cult. It's like Lord of the Flies shit with children raising each other, which is why you're having things like this happen. So let's get to the TommyInnit situation that brought all this up. And it really wasn't just like one thing in particular, but it really started when Tommy made a joke about Jay Schlatt. The tweet's been deleted and I actually can't find a screenshot of it, but basically he replied to a tweet saying like, Jay Schlatt's a bad guy, mockingly. And then the Minecraft stans got really upset about this, so they trended something called Tommy Neg, meaning Tommy negative, so it was just them shitting all over Tommy to make it trend, so you could just see nothing but shit on Tommy, because they didn't like that he was making light about Jay Schlatt. Jay Schlatt is apparently a very problematic figure in the Minecraft community. I don't know what the fuck he did, but it sounds like he must have beat up everyone's dad and then fucked all of their moms in that community. They hate him. They have labeled him every awful thing that you can possibly think of, from a racist to a homophobe to a Nazi to a transphobe. all of it has been slapped onto Jay Schlatt. I have no idea what the fuck went on there, but then the community got riled up and they were trying to cancel Tommy because of his friendship with Jay Schlatt. Basically, what stans want is complete control over their favorite Minecraft creator. They want to treat him like a fucking doll or an action figure that they can move around and do what they want. Like, they're the puppeteers and they're the marionette dancing on the strings for him. So they wanted him to end his friendship. They were talking about how hurt they were by Tommy. I swear to God, if they found out Tommy's mom made an offensive joke in the late 80s, they would demand Tommy kill her in order to earn their forgiveness. It is wild how much control they want over the Minecraft content creators. I honestly don't know how more of them haven't snapped at the stans and how some of them even encourage the behavior. They get eaten alive by it. They're literally encouraging a swarm of locusts that peel their fucking flesh off at the drop of a hat over nothing. I don't know why it isn't taking a firmer stance. I understand there's not a whole lot of things you can do, and I know a lot of them do try and be responsible with the stans and like the power of it and try and point out bad behavior. But I think just a blanket statement, just completely fucking stop stanning, you know, just block every stan or something, like I don't know. But it's only with Minecraft. Mr. Beast is 3 times the size of even the biggest Minecraft player, and he has none of this shit. Mr. Beast community is like the nicest on the internet. They're constantly uplifting each other, aside from the people that try and scam. But, I mean, that's always going to happen. I mean, especially nowadays with like NFTs and shit. You can't do too much about that. But Mr. Beast community is significantly larger than any Minecraft community, and you don't see any of this from them. So there's clearly a way of doing it. It's just, I can tell you the way they're currently going about it, which is like encouraging it and like nodding at it, like, hey, maybe trend this on Twitter, is the wrong way of doing it. Because then you'll have shit like this happen, where a good guy like Tommy gets fucked in the ass by the community. It's crazy. But again, I'm getting sidetracked. This is actually a pretty passionate topic for me because it's so unhealthy both for the Minecraft player and the people that obsess over him. It's not good for any of the parties involved here at all. They're both constantly like a parasitic relationship and constantly miserable because of it. But anyway, so after this whole Twitter debacle with the Jay Schlatt joke, Tommy had a stream. And in the stream, the chat went nuts. In the stream, he asked the community to educate him on some things and just shed some light on some topics he wanted more information about. The chat was constantly calling him homophobic, questioning why he wasn't more politically active, as if that's his responsibility to be a fucking political activist for you. He's a Minecraft player. He doesn't need to, also go with your exact ideals on how things should be in the world. Tommy has done everything he can to go out of his way to be as inclusive as possible to everyone from every community. I think he's an actual really good guy. And to be completely shit on, even though he's done so much for so many people, is just absolutely repugnant. The chat from some of the shit I've seen was awful. And during the stream, that's when he mentioned that the bullying on Twitter's just gotten too bad and he's getting therapy now as a way of coping with it and getting over it to try and be a happier person in light of all of this shit. And to no one's surprise, Twitter didn't lay off the gas. In fact, they used this against him, mocking him for getting therapy. Some of them even saying he has no right to get therapy. He's not a victim. The people he hurt with his friendship are the victims, and the jokes that he's made, those are the victims, not Tommy, so he doesn't deserve therapy. I wish I could find some of these tweets that I was reading, but unfortunately a lot of these cowards deleted them now after more people became aware of this awful situation they created. But it is really some of the worst things you can imagine from a community that's supposed to be all positive and all about educating Tommy on how to be a better person when they themselves are horrible people. Horrible people, the things I was reading. And then the weirdest thing is, like, I'll click on some of these and then I'll read some of their tweets and it's absolutely awful. It's just hateful. Like, on this one in particular, there's this tweet. I don't know if this is a joke or not, but even if it is, then you're an absolute hypocrite because you're mad at Tommy for jokes that are insensitive, and then you'll say something like this, and that's okay. You even use a homophobic slur, and apparently that's okay for you to do. Like, I don't get it. It's like these Minecraft police officers, professional Twitter warriors, are actually not that great of people themselves. As always, don't go harass anyone in the video or anyone that participated in any of this. Don't do that shit. That makes you just as bad, if not worse, than the people that actually participated, so just fucking don't. And this isn't the only account like this. This isn't the most popular tweet, obviously, from all of that. In fact, this one, I think, only ever got up to like 2K likes before it was deleted, or if it even got deleted. I just can't find it now. All I could find was this old screenshot of it. But there were multiple accounts where you'd click on it and you'd see some truly awful vitriol where they were just spewing some genuine hateful shit. The things that they were saying they didn't like, you know, trying to spread positivity, and then you go on their actual Twitter and it's nothing but hate and negativity. Just all around, this shit made me really mad today. Like I said, I think Tommy's a good kid. I think he had a lot of success at a very young age, and I don't think he let it get to him. Like, I feel like he's not going to become a douchebag or anything, even though he's already a multi-millionaire with a following of, like, tens of millions of people constantly worshiping him. He's still able to stay level-headed. And he recognizes that Twitter's a horrible fucking place, and they bullied him off of it, and now are mad that he's off of it. So when he left Twitter, or at least said that he wasn't going to be as active on it, Twitter fucking attacked him for that, immediately proving why he didn't want to be there anymore. Like, it's a community of people that just love to hate, and that's all they like to do. It's people that always want a constant enemy, a villain to attack, and for some reason they choose their heroes to do it to. It makes no sense to me. This happens to Dream once a week at least, and it's happened to other Minecraft players as well. It's just crazy to me, and it's really upsetting to see it, to be honest. I think there needs to be like an age limit on Twitter, man. Like, you shouldn't be allowed on Twitter if you're under the age of 18, because it is just not healthy for anybody letting kids on that platform. It is just fucking not. It's bad for everyone's mental health. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about this whole thing because this one just fucking blew me away, and that's about it. So yeah.